Look me in the eyes and be honest with me. How many times have you gone to the supermarket, bought that perfect, shiny white head of garlic, buried it with all your hopes, and months later the only thing you pulled out of the ground was a sad, small, ridiculous ball that looked like a marble? I have been there. I have felt that rage. I have felt like throwing in the towel and saying that gardening is not for me. But let me tell you something that no one tells you in the produce section. That garlic you bought didn't fail because you are a bad gardener. It failed because it is a zombie. Literally. Most commercial garlic has been treated, refrigerated, and sometimes even irradiated so it doesn't sprout on the shelf. They are dead inside. And you, naively, tried to resurrect a corpse. Today we are going to break that cycle of failure. Today I am not going to give you a boring botany class. I am going to teach you the dirty secret, the old school trick that the big producers in Las Pedroñeras, the garlic capital of the world in Spain, keep under lock and key. It is not about expensive fertilizers. It is not about praying to the moon. It is about a 12-hour ritual that wakes up the genetic beast sleeping inside every clove of garlic. If you stay until the end, I promise that your next harvest will not only be edible, but you will have heads so big your neighbors will think you used steroids. We are going to turn your kitchen into a lab and your garden into a battlefield where only the strong win. Let's start at the beginning, and the beginning hurts. 70% of your garlic's potential is lost before it even touches the soil. Think about it. 70%. It is a criminal waste. A garlic clove is not just any seed. It is a clone. It is a living being that has been asleep, protected by layers of paper, waiting for the right moment. But if you rip it from its mother, the head, and throw it into the cold, fungus-filled earth without preparation, you are sending it to war naked. The soil is hostile. There are fusarium spores waiting to rot your crop. There are invisible mites. There are hungry bacteria. If you plant blindly, it is a lottery where you almost always lose. Here is where the awakening comes in. This is the method that changed my life and filled my pantry. Forget dry planting. We are going to bathe our soldiers. Imagine you are an old farmer in Castilla-La Mancha. The wind is cold, the ground is hard. You have no money for modern chemicals. What do you have? You have baking soda in the kitchen. Yes, that white powder you use to clean the fridge or for heartburn. That is your first ally. The first step is purification. You need a large container. No metal. Metal reacts, and we don't want that. Use plastic or glass. Fill it with a gallon of water, almost 4 liters. The water must be at room temperature. Don't you dare use ice water or boiling water. We don't want to kill the garlic. We want to wake it up gently. Add a heaping tablespoon of baking soda. Stir until it disappears. Now, take your best heads of garlic. And here is a golden rule. Be elitist. We only want the outer cloves, the fat ones, the big ones. The small ones in the center, leave those for cooking. In nature, size matters. A large clove has more energy reserves to survive the winter. Separate the cloves carefully. Do not peel off the skin. That skin, that tunic, is their bulletproof vest. If you peel them, they will rot in 2 days. Throw them into the baking soda water. And now, the secret of time. It is not a 5-minute bath. It is 12 hours, a whole night. While you sleep, the baking soda is working like a microscopic cleaning crew. It is neutralizing acids. It is killing fungal spores that came stuck to the skin. But most importantly, it is softening the basal plate, that hard part at the bottom of the clove. It is leaving it soft so roots can explode outward effortlessly. The next morning, when you take those cloves out, they are no longer the same. They are clean. They are hydrated. They are ready. But being clean is not enough. Now they need strength. They need a shot of pure adrenaline. Here we enter phase 2, turbo nutrition. Throw away the baking soda water. Prepare another gallon of clean water. And now we are going to use something that smells like the sea and victory. Seaweed extract, liquid kelp. Why algae? Because algae are the fastest growing plants on the planet. They are full of natural hormones, auxins, and cytokinins. They are like growth hormone for plants, but 100% natural. When you submerge the garlic in this, you are sending a chemical signal to the plant's brain that screams, "Grow right now." Add a tablespoon of kelp to your water, and if you want to be a perfectionist, add a teaspoon of worm casting tea too. That will give it a layer of good bacteria, a probiotic shield. Put the cloves in there, but watch out. Do not go to sleep this time. This is fast. 30 minutes, maximum 1 hour. If you leave them longer, they drown. They get saturated with water and rot. It is an energy shot, not a swimming marathon. Take them out. Don't dry them. Don't wipe them. Plant them wet, dripping with that biological magic. That is the moment of maximum power. Now let's talk about the battlefield, the soil. I have seen people throw these treated garlics into dirt that looks like concrete and then complain. Don't be that person. Garlic is a gentleman. It needs a soft bed. If your soil is clay and hard, make raised beds. If the garlic has to fight to expand, it will stay small. The earth has to be loose, fluffy, and the moment. Timing is everything. Autumn is the queen season. You have to plant when the cold starts to be felt in the nose, but before the ground is a block of ice. We want to trick the garlic. We want it to grow roots before winter, but not sprout leaves yet. We want it to work underground, in secret. Plant them deep, twice their size, with the tip facing the sky, and give them space. 15 centimeters between clove and clove. Don't be stingy with space. If you crowd them, they will compete with each other and you will have dwarf garlic. And here comes the final touch of planting, something many forget out of laziness. The blanket. Mulching. Straw, dry leaves, grass clippings. Cover them. Put a 10-centimeter duvet on them. Why? Because winter is brutal. That mulch keeps the temperature stable. It prevents the ground from freezing and thawing abruptly, which could push the clove out. And also, it prevents weeds from coming out. It is the life insurance of your harvest. Now, you can go rest. Winter will pass. And when spring comes, get ready for the show. While your neighbor's garlic, the ones planted without the secret bath, peek out shy and yellowish, yours are going to break the earth like green missiles. Thick, dark, vibrant. That is what happens when you combine ancient wisdom with modern science. But the work doesn't end there. Spring brings its own challenges, and there is one in particular that separates the rookies from the masters. It is called the scape, the flower stalk. In early summer, you will see a hard, round stem coming out of the center of your plants, curling like a snake. It is pretty, very pretty, and that is why many people leave it. Fatal mistake. That stem is the plant trying to have children the hard way. It is spending all its energy making a flower and seeds. If you leave that stem, your garlic head will be 30% smaller. You have to be ruthless. You have to cut it. Cut those stems as soon as they make a loop. By doing so, you force the plant to redirect all that energy down towards the bulb. It is like plugging a water leak. The pressure increases where you want it. And don't throw them away. Those stems, the garlic scapes, are a delicacy. Sauté them with a little oil and salt. They taste like mild garlic. They are crunchy. It is the smart gardener's early reward. Summer arrives. The leaves start to dry. And here many commit the last tragic mistake, impatience. They see the leaves turning yellow and think, "Oh no, it is dying. I am going to water more." No, stop. Drop the hose. When the garlic is finishing, it needs drought. If you water at the end, you will rot the paper layers that protect the head. You will stain the bulb. You will ruin its ability to keep in the pantry. The last 2 or 3 weeks are absolute drought. Let the earth dry. Let the garlic cure its skin underground. When to harvest? It is an art. Do not wait for the whole plant to be brown and dead. If you wait that long, the head will open underground and fill with dirt and bugs. Harvest when there are still 5 or 6 green leaves on top. That means there are still 5 or 6 layers of intact skin protecting the bulb below. And please, I beg you, please, do not pull by the stem as if it were a weed. Use a shovel. Lift the earth from afar. Treat them as if they were glass eggs. If you hit a garlic, oxidation activates and it rots. Take them out with love. The final process is curing. You cannot eat them straight from the earth. Well, you can, but they don't taste the same and they won't last. You have to hang them in a shady place where the wind blows. A garage, a porch, never in direct sun. Direct sun cooks the garlic and makes it bitter. Leave them there for 3 weeks. Let the wind dry the outer layers. Let the neck seal tightly. When you cut the stem and hold that head in your hand, heavy, firm, white or purple, and smell that pungent aroma that fills your nose, you will understand why we did all this. You will understand why the baking soda, the kelp, and the wait were worth it. That garlic has nothing to do with the garbage they sell at the supermarket. That garlic is medicine. It is pure flavor. It is pride. But I know there are people listening to this who live in an apartment in the city. People who don't have a garden, who don't want to get covered in mud up to their ears, or who simply hate dealing with unpredictable weather. And I understand you. The earth is hard. If you are fascinated by the idea of growing your own food, of having garlic, lettuce, and tomatoes that explode with flavor, but you don't have the space or patience for soil, there is a back door. It is called hydroponics. It is the farming of the future. No soil, no worms, no weeds, just water and pure nutrients. I have a complete guide, something I call My Hydroponic Garden, where I teach you how to set up systems that look like NASA, but made at home, so you can grow in your balcony or in your kitchen. It is clean, it is fast, and the results are mathematically perfect. If you are interested in that route, the link is below. It is another way to be free. But back to our soil garlic. I want you to make a pact with me. This autumn, do not plant just to plant. Plant with intention. Go buy a certified seed garlic head, or go to the farmer's market and buy the biggest, ugliest head you can find, the one that smells strong. Take it home. Do the baking soda bath. Do the kelp bath. Put it to the test. Plant a row untreated and a treated row. I want you to see the difference with your own eyes. I want you to see how the treated row is twice as tall, twice as green. Gardening is not luck. Gardening is observation and strategy, and you just received the strategy of the best. Don't keep this secret. Share it. Tell your neighbor why his garlic is small. And if this knowledge has served you, if it has saved you years of frustration, subscribe. Here we don't waste time with nonsense. Here we go to the grain, to the root. Like if you are ready to get your hands dirty, leave me a comment and tell me, what variety of garlic are you going to plant this year? Purple garlic, white garlic, elephant garlic? I want to know. Thanks for listening. Thanks for wanting to grow your own food in a world that prefers you buy everything ready-made. See you at the next harvest. And remember, size does matter, at least when we talk about garlic. Let's plant.